baranyin la domoro ka diaten
boy jannon sikes restaurant
e say nakko be ni na dimbal nimba domoro kala janno
domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kendema bije luntan during tamala abeka domoro ki janni adi manda wala de te ka we bijele anim fanan ka fadi jang ikono e fa e ka fa minne ko pastry anim bakery iko fanan be kalele
Let's know that COVID-19 is real. Let's protect ourselves. Let's protect everybody here. So please and please and please and please, let's be together. Let's stick together. Let's speak together, and let's make sure that our voices are heard. Let's make sure today be a turning point for this country. Let's make sure today be a turning point for our women and for everybody who is in this country. So are we ready to do this?
Yes.
Tima, so can you lead us with a song or whatsoever we must start tonight?
Women's life matters.
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 Women's
problème bu fa xawoon ba tax na jigéen koo xam ne def doon am te of course mu ñàkk fa bakkanam bi waaye gisoon nañ tamit ne def ne lii Banjul ko jigéen boo xam ne waxoon nañ ne of course tam dañ ko neglect moom tamit mu ñàkk bakkanam bi foofu noonu sax boo xam ne sax docteur yi dañ foogoon ne dafa am COVID-19 jàngoro bii nii. They are not happy with the health system, the way things are going on in the Gambia, that most of the young mothers are dying. Some of them are very, very young and they are dying. So they are definitely not happy. How will this end? We don't know yet. Whether the Ministry of course, Health will respond, we don't know yet. But it's like they are here today to protest, and then to, of course, saw their disappointment on the health system. And then some of them, they wrote on their banner that they are even afraid to get pregnant. So these are some of the things. And then if you can remember the last time, there are other things. This campaign started on social media, mainly on Facebook and of course on Instagram. Many people were disappointed with the Gambian health system, as so many people lost their lives during labor, so they were not definitely happy with it. So Anisa Mbe Janne and of course women's life matter protest to la mi alonko musolbe la balambaya kekande ñin tembe ande be jibero kekande pour ka je ko don jata kende ala ko si lafano nyaamen Gambia banko kan jam bari mantra kontandim bake musol la mi alonko walla be faka Gambia banko kan jandina tan lebola ila wulu dulalto bayren recently kesol mi alonko le soto aliaje listol musol la listol mi alonko walla data nun commento na lakilo bakan non andung ñin listo nung kera fenneti mi alonko wolbe musoleti mi alonko e fata lebole to andung la wuludula to e fata wolto nyimukuleti mi alonko they were not happy with it and nyimukuleti mi alonko ka nyanda stop lale bayni ko be dun kam fanna dolto muna na jara kende akoto ade dunnola je muna den la musolu ni kono ma de ga tala sirade ne fombe fala le fonde fala iko nyimukuleti mi alonko amanyen na kela ando nyu protest leti mi alonko fondinke jamal fintitale bi Gambia banko kanjang ka kafu nyum protest mi alonko abe kering Westfield ni nata Westfield natare ya London siro mi alon ko wala bi dagan Kairaba Avenue ma fangolo pako be damen andu mantra jamfari mbake fang ate Alliance Franco mom moy jelo mantra jamfari mbake jela mbe jema fangol la andu nyin tembe na musol be lorende andu muskono mali wala randi nyaato al nyaabe muskono mal milla tentinge wala randi nyaato le pour ka je ko don wolbe wala ke molti mi alon ko wala ko nyaato ko ya bari fondinke jama balu fanam be ko male min kera musu fondinke mi alon ko be ko ma pour ka je ko don e ka nyin ko futandi anum fanan ka kitimandi bari fanan ka jara kende do kulalu ke londi anam fanan ka itandi la koy mantra kontande mbake yeah, so wale be kere akam tale ko be muskono mali wonderlandi nyaato right now ale nyaabe milla tenten but then protest ni bida fo mun tole amanke kuti mi alon ko of course alonta follow so ale nyale banal jele natamba friend who looks after my child if I die wala min de ko jumale be na dindingo jubele natran de fatale because ali alon ne ko dol bi jele ka fale dindi mere ngoli ka wolle tu koma so wala nay mantra kontande akola nyin dabe banal kono le mi alon ko of course ya safe ya ndong bana dol bijele mi alon ka safele please save the baby and the mother amanke dama dingo dama nyanda safe la bari ba fokane ko dingo nyim bama fanan kanta bari fanan dingo fongo nying ya kanta nyimbe mu kudede mi alon ko of course abe caring am right now protester mi alon ko abe caring I'm scared to be pregnant wala nyindi ko sa ndef ngo siretale pour ka kono ma ya nyindo mu bana dolti mi alon ko ya safe nyimu kuleti andung musundingo do fanan bijele mi alon ko yala natalo sikandi santo mi alon ko ade fanan fata lebole koro nyimu kuleti mi alon ko wo fanan be kerinne ako please ministry of health protect us wala nyinde ko ministry mi alon ke maratin jada kende ala kola isimol kanta nyim fana mu kulti mi alon ko safe la banal do andu la tisatol fanan print Gambia banko kanja nyimu kuleti mi alon ko akam dale ko be caring so be maj kan ne ka bona Westfield ma fangola of course towards Alliance Franco so mam futa Alliance Franco demande but mom moy pako la be damen be osilole kan towards Kairaba Avenue so be wolto right now so nyim protest le kuti mi alonko definitely abe caring right now so ya muskono mali wore randi nyaato ande be denkilal e be denkilo la kanne albe denkilo mi moy kan wala nyindi ko no woman should die in labor wala nyindi ko muso manyan naka fa libe wulu kan limu kuleti mi alon ko definitely iba denkili kan right now so nyinde mu kude mi alon ko abe caring right now at Westfield and protest mi alon ko ga kumandi Gambia women's life matter wala be caring kan and ya fole nun ko bila be kala andu ya kele fondin kele mi alon ko lefintita definitely asiata bakele so nyimu kuleti mi alon ko definitely abe caring bakele so me majna fo mun dole definitely wala ma long follow but then wala denkel ngom denkeloti mi alon ko abe caring no woman should die in labor na lewo moy wala minti ko musutije mi alon ko wala nyanta ka fa mi tata ka wulu ay wala firing still now di jajefal kepa ko xamne rek ya nge setan ker fatu ngeen neka di setan protest bo xamne mu ngi xew Westfield te ñu ngi ci Carver Avenue yoon bi right now ñu ngi bori of course alliance franco fofu lañ nekk xama dañoo dem be fan xawma waaye dafa melni bana yu bari lañ binda ate tamé dafa melni ñu ngi prendre sen mbubay pour won government bi out of course ministry of health ñu won len ne ñom kontaan nañ bu baaxa baax ci lepp lo xamné definitely mu ngi happen so lolu mo nekk di xew fini right now of course mo nekk di happen right now. And then these are the matches that are going on right now. So we are definitely they are disappointed about the things that are happening here, as you can see. And then this is a disappointment, and it's like most of these people are young, as we can see in the camera. Some of the people are very young. So these are some of the things that is happening here. There is of course a vehicle in front of us. I don't know whether they are coming to stop here right now, but then it's like the young people, the young mothers, and even people who are not even mothers, they are definitely disappointed here about the things that are happening in the Gambia, and they are definitely disappointed about the Ministry of Health. Those are the people that are responsible of course those are the people that are responsible of health in the Gambia. So these are some of the things that they are definitely disappointed at, and they are looking into solving this problem. But unfortunately, they are not definitely happy today. And then it's like I don't know whether this is the stopping point, but then it's like there is a musical set around here, and there is a music being played. It's like they have stopped. So this is the thing that is happening here. So this is it. There is a disappointment. So this is it. There is a definitely disappointment here, and then
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Lamo wara sa teewaay fi.
Tey comme ça ñun tam suñu jigéen ñi ñoo oote. So gis nañ ne women's life matter, jigéen ñooy suñu yaay, ñooy suñu sister, ñooy suñu auntie, ñooy suñu everything. So we as young people of the Gambia, we feel like this is one of the most important solidarity we can give it to our women. So that's why today, say I hold my flag and bless the young people, talk to everyone to say, let's come and stand for our mothers, let's come and stand for our sisters, let's take a stand for everyone. So this is not for the women, but it's for us as young people.
Are you disappointed about the health system?
Yeah, the health system, like for me, I think we need a lot of improvements with regards to women's maternity and mortality. We need a lot of improvement, but equally, I think we also need.
Thank you very much. So we're gonna continue the interview. Yes.
Equally, I think we also need more maternal education in the Gambia to teach the women when they are in maternity what they should do, what they should eat, and all those things. And the husbands too should also be helpful to their women. If your wife is pregnant, you should be taking care of her. You should give her all the necessary care, all the food she needs, and all the necessary support. So thank you so much. I stand in solidarity with the women and say, women's life matters. All the young people are in.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Esperas.
Yeah, good morning, Buba.
Why are you here?
Anyway, this is a solidarity solidarity to our mothers, because recently, I mean, we all know what is happening in the country. So to show solidarity with them, I think, it's something very, very important.
Are you disappointed with the Ministry of Health?
Well, I would say very, very much disappointed with the Ministry of Health, because if you look at it, I mean, there are many private health institutions in the country, but how many of them, meets the requirement? Sometimes a pregnant woman will be taken to the private clinic. If they cannot handle the situation, they will refer the matter to the main referral hospital, which is Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. So when you look at it, I think in a nutshell, the ministry definitely needs to look into these things, because the numbers are very alarming and it is not encouraging.
Thank you very much. Honorable Ilimbara. Honorable, of course, my Fati Bijane right now. Of course, Adabe Kolkona Naraka Benjina. Mune Sija honorable.
Mengan Sija Wolamuka Kokumayandi, Menkumata Kolbeti. Uru Kole Atabake, Neo Kole Atabake. Fudata Tambeto, Namusobe Fakan Tingoto. Katung na Jatakenda Bunda Lamfuta Bake, Musol Neo Kumata Bake. Nada Janne Pruka, Follow Kana Niko Itande, Folanjango, Kana Palafa Fana Itandi, Aninka Kafu Musolma, Kaja Kombamanyo Lumbari Musolu, Dimusolu, Ibe Fakan, Fanyame Alonko, Ajawiata, Abalafa Warta, Ninga Conte, Lokun Killing Kola Mo Tang Fata, Anun Kunuko Fana, Namina Beef Kunufana Mo Fana Fata Kotenke, Tingola Carola, Omanya Sotan Banko Kanjang, Walatinam Fananda, Kakafu Musoluma, Nimanke Musukujide, Nimundal Bera Koti, Dolbenga Musol Sotole, Nabari Musol Soto, Nabama Soto.
Honorable, apart from this protest, Munesi Nimbonino.
Protest Mukilinti, Kadumazakunda me alonko, Idankina, Ipe Bankudum Lege, New World Findita Yeninge, Inyanda Balafasola, Natara Ila Musole Fata Tingoto, Idi Muso Fata Tingoto, Ibama Fata Tingoto, Ibetala Janebi, Bari Niaje Mulmana, Mama Sakunda Moje, Mamoka de Moje, Kadimam Balafasoto, Natale, Namo Manfa, Bari Gambia Dunga Fata, Begambe Dinkiling, and many Fata Farang, Imagina Tingoto, Ning Ayatara Masakunda la Doko Kanyama, Walatina Natabi, Pruka Balambaya Itandi, Purmasakunda Sa Nyatrin Jatakenda Bundala, Surtu Musola Jatakenda. The unacceptably maternal mortality rate is just too much and it's not ending. And that's why you have to put an end to it.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Thank you very much, Honorable Mai Fatidi, Mialong Kwate Fanandam Nyatong Koti, of course, GMC Party Auto. So, Hanisa and the Women's Life Matter protest of Mialong Kolebe caring. But Makatala, because Minke interviews from Makatale, Nimusor for interviews of Mialong Kolebida, Alalonko Musidini will be an Mialong Kwesiata, Bama Bijane, Mol Mialonko, definitely, Mumolet Mialonko, Wulu Wato, Mole Mialonko Fanang, definitely, Dolbijela, parents or Dolbijela, Wulula, Dolbijele, Mialonko, Yabataku Jamal Sorin de Bolako, some Bijane. Timaimba.
Midimbara Buba, Barakabake.
Kotanda Munesija.
Como be alo nyame ntebe musola fanna la hanna programme ko tubunga dala anim buba ngame ke musola
delegala programme ko tubundala atel taw
ale ajibe bitilo musolu na nyanto nyana kadimo lale muso manya na kafa na be lebo mbe yalo nako numo la wato sita man satalla mo baka kunoje but we deserve a better health care, we deserve a better antenatal care akita nyonyere ni nyana kamenke wolom ni muso kono bala nata nurse been a private clinic or government clinic na bala antenatal ke kan anyele la nga make sure ngata ye diamaye e ka diamaye e ka mefu ko musol bakata nurse amanke excuse ti ndol mo je ko asan excuse ni muso bakata nurse ni mo nurse tada kala no bala tuji ala call you reach out to her, you make sure yala mina mala problem ti ning tara nun ko moto kola ya fenke musu kana malam ama koy mo forol tiata Gambia jande moto provider kanana nurse muso manyana nabe dingo di kan ay fa abala fa wartale ni mu ko de mena ka meta jenne ko ko fintina nga jamu masa kunday ni mol jam da fo se mol kangol moy ntamu modo ndamu musolati mbe wul wala dato bu ba mu kewalati al musobe wul wala dalato fam talambi fam ko to malen sama fam ba malen sinindi fam bari mbalamu our lives matters government bal danila proper health care many alon ko be ni private hospital bari mo jabe je sekada hospital men de clinical mol men private long al mol ma koy ni musobe wulu wala abe la rango kan katale ya de ma nga wala deserve bar mol be la rango kan nta damma nga complain no men son na telephone kono it's too much hopefully kutu bunga dala programme mba discuss la jele ni mo do la stories moy ibe kala fi sino no la everyone almost everybody Gambia ja mo wuluta ay story la stabe men fola and do be je dingol la ke muta lebo mo me ya ka se wulu no abe wulu wala ko kuma kolonga fay asembo wartale du kare our lives matters no man to deserve to die in a label.
Thank you very much. Of course, mita janaba fawla nga jibe murebe caring. Let's see. Of course, murebe caring right now. Jama fawo fanam bayring ali alone being kalamdale ko Alpha Jamal bijele mi alon ko nyantaka tara jama fawla but murebe caring jang it's like mod Jamal bijele mi alon ko kafuda nyang protest la jang but still now kondanda bakele of course purka tarajang musola nyim protest to mi alon ko lebe caring so maybe ganela speed deal andong nibela speed deal rong bakat la nga may ko dila purka jako rong so binela speed deal so of course binela moyla sali job dol jamali alon tizila telebe speed nyin dila so of course amba dila mayko bulala bulu
wala DJ mu fay musique DJ wala DJ mu fay musique DJ
wa legi hola nga de jox ben volontaire mu tie mic one party to hold the mic aside
okay arama dima
one party to hold the mic aside all this yo hal ke na tie la sa futie
bidon ana amul mak Mike ya ko da ko afiyana okay so hey DJ
sorry
boy DJ wala DJ mu stop DJ hey DJ no
bye
fofu no about lay kene ko DJ stop music DJ hey DJ music of please DJ
national anthem fu nekk da nga pause moom mu play ko dégg nga maa ngi ko jolli film bi foofu
demal foofu noonu su musta
play naa ko waaye waaye léegi foog sali announce ko announce bi do taw
hello
Alice boy nan organize ñu befa ñu delu ci gana pour ñepp mëna ci please let's get Italy that there should be somebody who will be holding the mic and we step behind a little bit so that all of us will have a better Kimo negaditi sorry please
jëmo ma on mic bi mic ci nekkul di on nekkul on okay
waaw boobu la waaw
please
boy delloo si gannaaw tuuti ko ñu mo bloqué bi waaw non ok ñu pousse leen gannaaw sorry ok pousse leen gannaaw sorry ñu dem gannaaw tuuti sorry ñu dem gannaaw tuuti aja ñu dem gannaaw tuuti waaw
hello
non dañu bëgg li nga warlo génn no tamé wéñen caméra dina la génno aja
good morning assalamu alaikum good morning ladies and gentlemen we're all gathered here today for one purpose, which is for our voices to be heard. This being the reason is why Mbama Care Foundation partners with Gambia Women Lives Matters to raise awareness of maternal mortality. It's rather unfortunate that we've lost a lot of women from this cause. This has claimed the lives of our mothers, daughters, sisters, friends, neighbors. Very unfortunate. 60% or more of women who die during delivery is based on postpartum hemorrhage, also called PPH. This is when a woman has heavy bleeding after giving birth. It's serious but rare condition. It usually happens within 1 day of giving birth, but it can happen up to 12 weeks after having a baby. About 1 to 5 in 100 women who have a baby, 1 to 5% have PPH, which is postpartum hemorrhage. I'm gonna give you guys a story now, because I am sure all of us here at some point have a relative who lost her life from childbirth. This is quite unfortunate. Gambia has voted for this. This has been happening forever, and I think it's time to stop. Is it time to stop?
Yes!
We are angry!
Yes!
Women are dying, which should not happen. Women are our mothers, our sisters, our friends. This should not happen. If we lost our women, who is going to vote for these politicians? If we lost our friends, our sisters, they give back to children who these politicians believe will vote for them for their selfish purpose. Why should a human being, woman, die from giving life? Why? There are so many factors that could be reversed. Why do we have a health care system in the Gambia if it will not save women? What have we voted for? Why do we need leaders in our countries? This has to stop. Gambian women are tired, our life matters, and we want to make sure this reoccurrence of maternal mortality should stop. We know nature has its course. People will die every day regardless. But it should not be a norm. It should not be a lifestyle, like a vibe, like something that is normal for women to get pregnant and die. If this keeps on happening, then what's the point? We shouldn't get married. We should stay in our homes and chill. This needs to stop. And our government needs to understand that women are tired. We are sick and tired from dying. There's another factor that causes maternal mortality, which is antepartum hemorrhage, APH, defined as bleeding from or into the genital tract occurring 24 plus 0 weeks of pregnancy and prior to birth of the baby. The most important causes of APH are placenta previa or placental abruption, although these are not the most common. Another leading factor is hypertension in pregnancy, which may lead to fits and loss of consciousness, also a cause of maternal mortality. But I would also want us to understand at this point, this is not a blaming game. We all have responsibilities as Gambians. We all have responsibilities if we want to make a change and drastically reduce maternal mortality rate in Gambia. Our husbands, we urge you all guys, we urge you all to get involved in every step of the pregnancy. Jamono yoy dafa passé su jigen biire nga bay ko mom kenn mu dem l'hôpital. Biir bobu yow yak ko tek. In as much as we are going to talk to the government, I would also like to talk to our brothers. Accompany your wife to antenatal care. Accompany your wife to antenatal care. Help with house chores. Dimbale len sen jabari ci kër yi. Jigéen yi tamit dinañ wax ak yéen. Plan your pregnancies. Pregnancy is not a joke. It's not something you sit at home and just grab like a candy. You should have preconception care. This helps the doctor to know about your health and your genetic history to know if you are fit to get pregnant. We all think it's normal to just get pregnant, but let me give you an example. Do you think you can save a fish in a freezer that's not working? Obviously, it's going to get rot. So we need to prepare our bodies. We need to make sure we are prepared mentally, emotionally. We need to know if we are strong. Your health should be strong enough to bring another life. The most important part is our healthcare sector. Our government needs to equip facilities with standard equipment. Treat every case on time. Refer every complication as soon as possible. There are so many examples. Like I've been hearing jigen dem si lopitan ñu nan ko sa time jotangut. O nga dem si lopitan ñu la treat like I don't know what's the point. Then su ne lol la kon jigen yi tok sen kër yi ñu wasin fofu comme what we used to do back in the days. If we have a healthcare system, it's for you guys to treat us like babies because we need you guys. And another important thing is transport system in place for referrals. I think the government should come up with a solution to have readily available ambulances in every community where emergencies will be treated accordingly and as soon as possible. Imagine having a woman in labor around 12 a.m. or late odd hours and don't have a transport to get them to the hospital and find themselves heavily bleeding. Most of the cases that causes maternal mortality is excessive bleeding. Gambians, let us love one another and support each other. Let us be donating blood. We should be donating blood. Blood should be in the blood banks. At this point, I would like for us to take a moment of silence for the national anthem. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am, silence.
Well, that's it. Of course, that was the national anthem of the Gambia, and then you had their speech, and that was, of course, Sally's job, and then so I think he's not ready, so we can.
For maternal mortality victims, please. A minute of silence for maternal mortality victims. Thank you very much. My name is Sally Joe, and may their souls rest in eternal peace. At this point, I'd like to welcome Manyima Bojang to give us a welcoming remarks. Can we have Manuma, please?
Fellow women, fellow women, distinguished guests, the media, good morning and thank you all for gracing this historical occasion. The event is historical in the sense that the first ever peaceful march past against maternal mortality in the Gambia. Organized to publicly speak out on the alarming rate of maternal mortality in the Gambia. It is an open secret that the young expected mothers in recent weeks and months continue losing their lives in the Gambia during pregnancy and childbirth, whilst many others suffered lifetime maternal associated health complications. This plus many other reasons prompted the formation of the Gambia Women's Life Matters movement to call on the attention of the government, but most importantly, the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare of the Gambians. We appreciate the massive support accorded to the National Women's Life Matters movement within and outside the Gambia, especially those concerned Gambian men and women who have been championing the cause from inception. We also acknowledge the immense support of Mama Care Foundation render to the initiative in all forms. We also thank our partners such as Binta Skincare Plus and African Supermart, and also Aisha Singate Foundation. Once again, thank you all for coming. Let's continue abiding by the ground rules during the course of this program. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who's coming there?
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Mani Mabojang, for that remark. Next, we would like to have the victim of Gambia's maternal mortality system to give us a testimony. Can we have any representative from victims of Gambia maternal? Oh my God!
My auntie passed away just last week.
Okay, let me take this back before I become better, please. Thank you. We would now have a testimony from one of the victims of Gambia's maternal health system. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ismail Fadera. It's rather very unfortunate to give speech on behalf of Gambia Women Lives Matters and Bama Foundation. Just last week, I lost an auntie who was only 5 months pregnant. It was so unfortunate that our mothers have to go through this. But then it all has to go down to the system that we are all advocating for. Because we have lots of private clinics in the country, but how many of them meet the requirements? This question has to go down to the government. Why should you issue out a license to a private institution or a health institution? At the end of the day, if they have a problem, they will do a referral to the main health center, that is Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital. So it is rather unfortunate, and people like us are very weak. I don't know whether I am going to get married because I cannot afford to lose my wife in delivery. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. Thank you. That's it.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Hello. Hello. Oops. Sorry. Hello. Sorry. My name is Ami Jane. I was born in the Gambia but left here very young age. Lived in London all my life and been working as a medical secretary in London all my life until I was hired to go and work in Saudi Arabia for 10 years in Saudi Aramco Hospital. Now, coming to Gambia because of the coronavirus, this is the first time I stay here for 1 year. What I see is very depressing and very sad. At first, I would like to pray for the pregnant women that are here. Na yanna len yalla dimbale ngeen go sina jama. Have a sound mind. Juli len ñaan len yalla gor bu set. So ñaané sa ak sa family dafa powerful. Lu dara du len mo lan dara. Yalla na len dimbale so len di wosin. Yanna len yalla dimbale ngeen wosin ngeen smile. Now, I like to get to the topic of the ambulance that really bothered me. I couldn't sleep. To say that a woman died in the hospital in the ambulance and she's already given birth to twins. They transfer her from one hospital to another and they refuse her. That's medical negligence. This can make the hospital who neglect her to be closed. If it was in London, they can sue the hospital. So I'm begging you that this should not happen at all because our ambulance men can't just sit down in the ambulance and drive. With all due respect, they should have paramedic experience to be able to know what to do with the patient. And they should not move the patient really without a full medical history. So legi lima len di ñaan moy suñ president bi and everything. This is not happening in Senegal. Why should Gambia be like this? Di góor ñi dimbaleen seen jigéen ñi su ñooy matu di wosin ngeen nekk fa. When I was having my son, he couldn't breathe. He didn't cry. My husband was able to follow the nurse everywhere. I don't know what they done to him and he was fine. I want a sister or somebody to go there. And not just that. The health service that are employing private clinic. If the private clinic is killing, I'm not saying killing, if the private clinic is causing people to die all the time, they should really go and find out. The government should go and find out and do a research whether this doctor has a certificate. Don't just let anybody come to our country and say that they're going to open a private clinic. Some of them, you do know how many people they caught up in London that was practicing without having medical certificate, that they can buy a certificate. Our lives are in your hands and is in the hands of God. So really, I'm begging the president to really hire people from London. If Saudi Arabia can hire me from London to go to Saudi Arabia and work in the hospital, Gambia as well can hire some nurses and doctors and bring the diaspora here to teach our people so that they can teach our generation. This shouldn't happen. This should not be happening. What about the rural areas? We're talking about all this. What about the rural areas? Are we not going to look into that as well? Really, I think that we should really have this meeting, this gathering all the time until something is done. This can't be happening. When you have a baby, you should be rejoicing and be happy. It shouldn't be happening at all. So that's all I have to say. Please, let's try and get the government to dish out some money. They have it. And train our people. Gambia is a blessed country. So just have a positive mind. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next, I'll call on the proprietress of Kate Fatu Toure, to give a testimony of maternal mortality.
Thank you very much. I'll prefer to speak in the local languages. This helps us to clearly express ourselves and also let people know a wider audience. So I think we should all draw inspiration from these women. Matida she's a teenager, and she came to the Gambia to do a study tour. And when she visited the hospital, she was not happy with the conditions. She was doing a research. She lives in the United States, where you have the best healthcare system. But when she went home, she was worried about what she saw. And she decided to set up the Mama Care Foundation with the support of her mom. And they started helping the needy by distributing rice and others. But at this point, when we started seeing people dying at the hospital, she decided to raise awareness about this campaign. And that's why we're all here today. But today I wanted to share, I'm not the person who speaks in public all the time. But yes, Bill Lafta story, Michelle Wallam. This is a story about a very good friend of mine. I'm sure if all of you have been following Kirfat, you would have seen this. A friend of mine, a very rich guy, who could afford to take his wife. Asala muso samano loptan to babudu. Kata kodo babule, adarajo babulu, asoto fengo babulu. Ala muso kono mata, I think it was 6 to 7 months. And kono fulandingo lebala. And muso nyintata, a Roman routine check la at the clinic. It's a private clinic. I think right now your clinic on your sorone. Ala muso tata clinic to just a normal check, ikai ko ile yelo le jita, mbe yelo la fale. Wo yele la fa dula, no so nata, amala kaito fango jube, aya pengo la mi alon ko musola ulo tariandi. A woman who was 7 months pregnant, aya pengo la mi alon ko aka musola ulo tariandi, tingo kumasitama at 7 months. Muso was in pain, a koleata, a batata. Ye boro sifa be diala, muso be batare. But at the end of the day, told me like every other Gambian, nga milako private clinic so like a mol makoi. But sometimes that's why I always say, I am one person who goes to the hospital because ni latalako banyul laptan ni momo jahal ke katawod. Otomuna nambita private clinic. So you muso ni mbele private clinic oto ya landije for days. But kabra aduta iko nga rush to banyu clinic. Mufutata banyu laptan oto damin drong wal ko nyintimu tingo mota labi faye ulu drong at 7 months fulandingol. A boy and a girl. Muso bije tingo malo amanta manna mbe banju loptan for 2 days. The 3rd day muso uluta fulandingol kambane oni sukudiri. But at this point ntolma mira dindingol la balwola because she bleeded to death. I went to the hospital and I saw this woman akema be siring ayala muso muta singol kang ntele wulta kata loptano to kayelo nyini. This is something that I went to the Army headquarters, Army PRO. I want to thank them, Mr. Sanya, Major Sanya. They had to help me to get people from the Army, donate blood. The RVTA did everything they could, but literally, we lost the woman after a few hours. Loptano, Dr. Obelenat, at that point I said, oh, maybe because in television, they wanted to set exam. But I knew they wanted to save her. Fentije emaminati kanyumuso save, but watu aletaleno. Yellow was not readily available at the hospital, but if flanyang ofanang muso batataleno private clinic or to janaka after RVT. Most of the time, this is what we do. Ngata private clinic fire kolea ngata after RVT. Muso nyimfat. Ndolbo kumbola Fulanding killing of father 2 days after. Mbewo kumbola 1 week after Fulanding killing of Adam Fat. This man lost his wife of 25 years and he also lost 2 of his children. So this is not a joke. And the reason why this is so personal to me is, I think I have not spoken openly about this. I am a woman struggling with infertility. I am 40 years old and I have not had a child of my own, and I have been struggling to have a child. And sometimes women like me who are struggling to have children, and at this point, you know, okay, I live in Gambia. Yeah. What is going to happen to me if I have that child? Am I going to make it? Yeah. So you are in between choosing, am I going to struggle to continue to have this child, or I'm just going to give up? This should not be a feeling for any woman. I don't want to feel this way. I want to have my own child, and I know I will have, but I'm not going to let any health facility to stop that. So I think it's about time we all fight. This is not political. This is not tribal. This is not ethnicity. This is about our lives. And I want to thank all of you here. I want to thank Honorable Maifati. It's important we have high-profile people here. I want to thank Honorable Maifati for coming to support this initiative. I want to thank Mrs. Mama Kande, she's also here, for supporting this initiative. These are leaders who are here to support us, and we appreciate their presence. And I want to thank my friend Mbaling and the Mama Care Foundation for spearheading this initiative. There's no difference. We can all come out anytime, any day, and fight for the rights of women. It shouldn't be about competition. This is about bettering our lives. And I thank you all. Thank you very much.
Lives matters. Women's lives matters.
Thank you very much, Fatu. That was so touching. And inshallah, God will bless your womb with a seed. We have the next person is also a husband who lost his wife from maternal mortality, and he wants to share his experience.
I just want to greet all the people who come here.
Sorry, pick sound.
Yeah, I just come here to greet all the people who come here for the Gambian Women's Lives Matter. It is true that Gambian women's life matter, but there should be a warning to the health sector for the negligence, because I lose my wife giving birth to the baby, and the baby died, she died as well. It's not acceptable. It shouldn't be do anything like that, shouldn't be in our hospitals. So the government need to look very seriously into this, because women and the children are our future for tomorrow. So all I want to say to all you people, thank you for coming here, and thank you for the support you gave to the victims.
Thank you very much. Okay, baralema send mic si su neke fele sa dina pick sound kon ngeen wache ko tuddi ci baralema si one word rek please, you are the last one. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to speak in my local dialect because I have a lot to speak. Yeah, I want to speak in local dialect. I have a lot to say, so I pardon your time and patience with me. Assalamu alaikum badi Gambian kolu. Wal kondo na momo itoni kondo la ne menu be ma be ta jam. Nada nyimbe ngo men na jam. En dol kewol menu bal kono man na ka musul fasa. Nada m fangol lel fasa. Gos ndemembe lorin tan media mo lan tamu victim la. Adun diam ante londi jang. I just want to share my story. Men kedan na lafta ko wole fo. Nembadi mol be atala ngalo membe kiri. Then muso na be fudu kam 10 years 3 days. Alela 4 child ngawala sodo. Alela the fourth one aniyo to the world. I'm not blaming anyone. But memu problem with the first child up to the last child, I'm always with her bedside during labor. Nabe tingo kono ndele nagatara la rondo. My first incident was in Birkama. A nurse sent me out. No so konga findinde na muso betingo kono nga inta findila. Akonya wandi muso lel be janga inta na muso la after. Now this is 10 years ago. Sanjitan koma na son kada je management na de special room di molla. Na dunda je fa wuluta. Na second one also the same thing. Wakeda Banjul la. But nga difficulties experience second one also. Because tingoya batandi yen reverse Canifing Hospital. Mfudada Canifing Hospital ikobe C-section kela. Materialo mansoto. Yen reverse Banjul. Gambia doctor ol mba fulale ko. Doctor kendol be Gambia le menye do ko no. No scandal be Gambia le menye do ko no. Memu Gambia le problem modi walanko manjorang soto member do ko kela. Kabirin daf dada Banjul ni namuso. This is 7 years ago. I have a good doctor there, Mea Lonko. I see section ning avoid la le fango beke pour namuso e wuluno and alhamdulillah wuluta. Kabirin tada le nos kaido kundu. First nos o Mea la kaido je a jeko nyin Dr. Karing. I can even say the name Dr. Mbu. Wala ya aten akon namuso e goita batata nyin doctor o na muso aten o mari batata. So that doctor, thank you very much. Wol si bal be siaring Gambia le. but doku jorala mantara kering Gambia. Not that one or the same thing, alhamdulillah. But nga problem was the fourth one all at all. Namuso dingo banta akono kono, kabirim Friday. Atlanta that regular. Every day I will call her 3-4 times. Nga call last call sudo akonya ko bimu mente dingo mamang kono kono. Ngai ko atray sama somanda juno yata leptano do nda fomba bola jan sama mbeta leptano. Sudo la fa nyanta tala bor ko fiwa kering amantano 5 o'clock somanda. He will take our leptano don jointe kan around 12:30 1 o'clock mafa. Kabring Saturday ya confirm ko adingo banda kono kono la. Saturday wula rombeje ye induce lebo diala. Ama wulu no fosuto. Je dimaso fana isi kabring somanda ama wulu no wularo ama wulu tilbula ama wulu fosuto le ya operate. Dindo men banda mo kono kono tilisaba. Ndata jen query that several times ikonya mol menu kanaja emergency lam wolye how to say it iko oxygen la dundi wolda woltam emergency la alin so demanding nim pareta wol bala ngana operate is understanding wo mo mem fana kalobe life and death iso tankano men garawta yo follow wala mem man garaw ya flanja wala. Okay, Kabirio fana ke fana ye dinni wonyim bondi suto ay more than 48 hours ke leptano dol. But inga men koros je, we have better health personals, very good ones. But we have also very bad ones because musota tarla tingo kono. Ita ka time odi wole ka for every 4 hours lembe karla check la. Walla every 2 hours lemba kala chegla. I'm speaking from the experience. Kan yimem fojang nyala lem. Ndala muso kono nya nani akono nya teje nana mallo ala tungto nyameng. Tili saba akatara lebo every wuluwo tili fula saba. An nadun dal lebo ntele na akatara je fay wuluwo. Alhamdulillah. All my 4 kids. Nana man tara anana ma wulum koma adu anana man ta lepta no fonga boje. I will spend the night with her by her bedside fay wulu. So I'm talking from the experience and the mantara more blame come for now. What I'm blaming is, I'm not blaming our health personals. I'm blaming the system. The system is so bad. We are very ill equipped. Doku jorang mantare bulokono. Ngo for example, nanyu musola nyin la opero ba operla. Bagaso do fana man soto. Ndim fulan jang bagaso man soto. Din sabanya din nani jang fane nyanta ka oper bagaso man soto fa ba din doctor lo tata ka bagaso nyini nan kana ka oper so mbe masakunda dan na to cut the story short mbe masakunda dan la mbe dan la yaga alaye wallahi yamul ma koy ngo momo ya jabe falale adu momo ni la wato side tambino la wala bari fa dol beje amanga ko mbe pisal kanne Fadol beje wallahi wal nyanda ka prevent mba story kilim fana folale this is just 2 weeks mbalale mbari muso dingo amama ringo sasata abe leptano do anita blood la nga transactional ka pour moyna blood donate wallahi mo sotoda e dono sotoda blood bag mon soto wallahi billahi RVTH just 2 weeks ago lokum fula nga dono nyini pour memba donate la blood la blood bag monsoto. We have to go around the hospitals to search for blood bag. Ngana nga nyini kana di period mo la yelota ka di dindingo nyina. Ngam mem fali nga jele ngalo mandara kala kamola. Adun diaman jalon di jam. Membe keri lafta nga wole mol ya nga fo ngalong mo ngo mol ba fakane masakunda nyanda ka kuke. Jani betu la pati la molye. Jani betu la pati la molye. Jani be moto bal sana 1 million. Ibe modol sana 1 million. Ibe travel lebe la padi mol nyasila. Ngo hani mo man jar ka tama aka silo nyini pura tama fala poso e kulia. Ngo alnga de maro alnga famma koy. Nyemu famma koy rolti. Alnga famma koy. Nyimanga politika kudi alnga famma koy. Ngo mansa kunda mala mol nyanto sabatin dino. Alnga mansa kunda bondi je. Ala barka nga ñu sono be mam fala.
But sorry, let me.
The story you for explain. It's very touching. It's sad. The situation we need for the there will be change.
So thank you very much. If you are still watching, this is Kerfatu, and then we are live at the, of course, protest. So we are going to take some other people here. We have MC Cham and of course Momonega Jabari Mama Kande, of course opposition GDC Jabara Mama Kande. Nangenda.
Jamare.
Lama wara sa teewaay bi fii tey.
Waaw dañ fi ñëwoon rek pour solidarité ak jigéen ñi parce que women's life matters fan yii li xew si jigéen ñi ñëpp xam nañ ko jigéen ñi ku si biir yaa ngi xalaat sooy wasi ndax di nga muccam doo mucca te xam nga loolu dafa métti te lii fu mu nekk nii ñi dem defuñ dara loo xam ne ñun it loolu mënul ñoo dal ñun tam loolu mun na ñoo dal soo ñun ñëpp fu mu nekk nii dañu war a jóg taxaw ñu xeex ba lii nga xam ne mu em fi mu stop bu mu amati moo tax ñun ñëpp ñu génn si pour xeex politique du yëfi dara lii pour yëfi jigéen la soo ñu xeex pour lii em fi loolu lañ.
lan ngay ñaan nguur bi mbiri health system bi.
waaw ñu ngi ñaan nguur gi fu mu nekk nii yëfi health system bi ñu taxaw ci bu baax parce que man xam naa ci dara barka démba rek suma rakaa ngi biir te daal lopitaan bi mu demee doom bi dafa dee ci biir bi man maa moom ñoo fa admit doom bi mu deeyee every time soo ñëwee indil blood defal lii ñuy dem di ñëw 6 days 5 days doom baa ngi dee ci biir bi mënut a génn soo ñun ñëpp dañ stress di nga gis ne ñun man am naa si expérience so maa ngi wax ministre of health ñu taxaw ci bu baax ba pare ku ñëw ak sa patient escort bi nañ ko explainer lan mooy problème yi lady bi su ko defee kooku mun a xam waaye da ngaa ñëw ñu naan la waa xaaral tuuti dina wasin dañ ko opérate si dañ koo nangam si su ko defee yow da ngaa confuse doo xam looy def ministre of health dafa war a jóg taxaw bu baax a baax ci lii mun a stop ba pare jigéen yi nga xam ne suñ moromi jigéen lañ ñoom itamit nañ góorgóorlu léegi sooy wasin nga bugg a jiim góor tiim la xam nga loolu dafa xaw a doy waar soo waxee ñu ne bugguma jigéen tiim ma na ma góor tiim loolu lu xaw a doy waar la soo jigéen yi tamit ñun ñëpp jigéen lañ ñoom it nañ góorgóorlu bu baax a baax ñu yërëm seen mbokki jigéen yi baax na jërëjëf.
Thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. So we are going back to where the speeches are giving here. So we'll go back to interview some other politicians here.
This should be a thing of the past. It is not fair at all to any woman to lose her life by giving birth to another. Ladies and gentlemen, I challenge each and every one of us. To stand against maternal mortality and fight for women. Therefore, the Gambian Women Lives Matter Advocacy Group makes the following amends and demands from the government on behalf of all the women of the Gambia. 1. Establish a joint commission to regulate and monitor all activities of private and public health centers, hospitals, and other pharmacies in providing safe, effective, and quality health care. 2. Confidential system to provide detailed information about maternal deaths and publications of such information and tracking of recommendations made. 3. The government to set up a monitoring and evaluation team comprising representatives from various women and health organizations and the civil society. 4. The provision of adequate financing for the health sector. We have a lot of recommendations, and because the sun is too hot and we have other speakers, I'd like to end here. But sincerely saying, the Executive Committee, Gambia Women's Lives Matter, Mbama Care, Aissatou Singate Foundation, we want to say thank you so much. Matida Bojang, the President and Founder, thank you for having us today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We also have
So of course am nañ MC Cham moom tamit nekk na koo xam ne of course mu ngi si fii nii MC la moo waral sa teewaay bi fii.
jërëjëf Kër Fatou ak Bouba tey lu waral suma teewaay fii mooy pour ñëw joxe suma solidarité ana jigéeni Gambia ñu nekk si réew mi ak ñu nekk si biti yëpp mu nekk lu nga xam ne wax dëgg yàlla dafa daw yaram ñëpp gis na lu xew si réew mi kenn di saafut nga war a am doom ñàkk sa bakkan lu nga xam ne tey loolu dañ ko war a xeex lu nga ko war a xeex mooy nguur baa war a jël ay matuwaay am solo bu gis na tam health sector bi tam war nañ ko mën a gën a improve bu baax a baax tam suñ noos yi nekku ñu fa bon am na xam ne ñu baax a fa nekk ñu jéem a jàppale jigéen yi because bii dafa métti tey dem 9 months yaa nga ëmban nit ëmban doom toog ba war a am doom nga ñàkk sa bakkan benn xale di saaful nga war a am yaay sa yaay génn àdduna so foog naa idée boobu dañ ko war a xool bu baax a baax moo tey moo ñëw tey bokka ak jigéeni Gambia lii ne ko affaire politique lii ñëpp a war a ñëw tey jigéen bu ëmba noos bi xamul kii ban parti nga jógee parti bu nekk mun na faa dem face noos bi so kon jigéen dafa war a ñëw lii ne ko affaire yi agis nguur wala affaire yi sabotage nguur bi war nañ war a ñëw bu gis ne lii war nañ ko mën a adresse nguur bi da war nañ mën a xool jigéen yi seen jooy bi nga xam ne jooy nañ ko fi seen pétition nga gars yi wax nañ ko fi tam ñu jàppale leen bu baax a baax tam ñu gën a improve area boobu tam yaaga naa ko wax fu ñu jaar ñu health is a priority everyone so loolu kenn waru koo caaxaane asuma ko war a am doom nga war a ñàkk sa bakkan lu métti la parce que kenn di saafur loolu so kon jigéen ñi xamante ñoo ko organise nii maa la ñu gërëm bu baax a baax tam di wax jigéen ñi Gambie war a ñëpp ne nekk together pour gis ne lii xëy nañ ko fi nguur bi tam jàppale jigéen ñi jàppale askan bi tam si wàllu boobu tam
yow apart from this protest lan nga advice government bi lu ñu war a def pour lii mu solve
waaw lu ma advice government mooy na government bi tey list à serious bu ko mbooloo bu gën a fi ne ko mbooloo bu ndaw nañ jëm a xool area boobu tam ñu gën a improve that area boobu tam équipement yu nga xam ne tam noos yaa ngi ko solo tam bu ko ñëpp xam ne ne jamono Covid 19 leen nekka pour ñu jàppale bu baax a baax tam pour gis ne am nañ équipement yooyu tam pour nga xam ne ku ñëw si lopitaan bi tam ñu mun laa fayali ñoo xam ne kenn du faya pour mun a atteindre patient lu ko da waral mooy équipement yoo xam ne gars yi loolu la war a am bu ko jamono Covid 19 leen nekk léegi fu mu nekk nii lu moo tax noos yaa ngi xaw a ragal pour mun a atteindre naka ñu xam ne ni ngi umba loolu da war nañ ko mën a xool bu baax a baax tam pour ñu jàppale area boobu tam ñu gën a improve that area health waruñ ko compromise soo déggee yaa ngi am any activité amul wérgu yaram amul njëriñ soo wérgu yaram yi waruñ koo caxaan waruñ ko compromise jërëjëf
thank you very much so still now ñu ngi around Alliance Franco foo xam ne jigéen ñi ñu ngi protest of course Gambia Women's Life Matter foofu lañ nekk right now te gis ngeen jigéen yoo xam ne génn nañ ñu bari wax nañ dégg ngeen seen speech yoo xam ne ñu ngi ko joxe fii nii of course gis ngeen guys so dañoo dem still now we have interview with other people jigéen yu bari ñu ngi fi waaye gis nañ ne tamit yu ndaw yoo xam ne yu bari ñu ngi fi politicians yi tamit ñëw nañ waaye of course si wàllum nguur bi gisanguñ kenn koo xam ne ñëw na fi ñi ñu dem pour ñu am keneen ñoo xam ne mun nañ ama guys some other introduce ñu xool so dégg nañ ne am na koo xam ne dafa génneel of course way so ñu xool nag dañ ko mën a sori
yelo ale yelo nye yem makoy yem fasa yinyantele do ko kele nyami ya ka nyama ya ka nyama albe sonyan dro kele jele o dalilo wala mbesi jang momo ma beta jang nge beten nge jayi na badim police wala fana bi jan security molu nge tentu nge jayi la hajo beti nge bilorin jang ñi manke musol dam mate ninkel belum kat ko muso ninkel ak jum kasto wal mo fulo la bala woto nin do finta do fana nyanta fintilal o dalilo kamala ndanga damandinta ko nyin ay bala fa dunta na baake amiro jam fatam balu kono barimbe yamaro min gila jannimbe o miro nyi ngada mandingo min lakan jannimbe o fola mbe yamaro dila badi musol bela anin kelu be alga ngakiro tu jaral bundal to ñim problème o abe government ne abe private ñim private lopitanol fanan i fanan kela do ko kele andum ku jama ka stédol fanna karo lale eta ye samba banjun o katara mo batari mba wati tabul selam woto nga ngakiro tu ñum kol beto wala mun ko mo ñenti mba min fola daman dum ñim mi nga fo ko ñum kunna tolo to mbina wole fola aman jam fa baake do man din doron nom yalon tol man ke professionnel oti tol mo dindung je junior staff soleti mbani kanne o don kilo nye mbina wole lala anyum ku olente balafa anyum ku olente balafa nyum ku olente balafa o musoba fola wa imba nyum ku olente balafa nyum fola bingo ko fa nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o mbadi ngolumu mela o nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o Gambia no lumu mela o nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o musoba fola bani nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o mobe yasi mira nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o mbadin najara lalu nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o munali alla kato beke nyinku lenta balafa musolu nyinku lenta balafa mbadi ngolu nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o musoba fola way bawo nyinku lenta balafa nyinku lenta balafa o musoba fola ndingo ko nyinku lenta balafa mbada dila jam ala baraka baake ala baraka
Yeah, so mune si
be a part of Gambia Women's Life Matter and total organizing team Buba.
Even disappointment ne soro musol ka fanya mel loptano
Buba nin kombe lola janko ko satan ka disappointment muna na musol ka fa loptano do ngalo mbimbe taraja le fojani wularo Buba because loptano to mo jamal beje wala loptano dol beje ko no sol wolle buka to dum fango wolle manke asoto ibuka mol danku ni taraje bake dol beje buke danku dol ko bagaso le man soto loptano to bari Buba ñing karo min tambita man ni ku ya bal soto about musol la ñing ko min be kerim musol ni ko yata bakele ngaje ñing karo muso min doron fata ay danaka neel tu tang na man tang sira ba tambilale woni ko ya warta bake wala wal bi wala mbendi bi Westfield kana ni ko ya tandi mo lako musol fanan nga niyo ko yaari bakele pour ka finti jam pour ka dia mo man sakunda fane ngembe dan lay tol fanan be mon kata kulle kala pour kan tol fanan mako en tol musol yam mako e bake health system oto lafta je mbe dan la wala man sakunda ni be lamoy kan mbe dan la wala make first make fenti man is not about political, it's not about anything mbe dan la dorong ye mol mako ye musol mako e bake because ntol be mo this can happen to anybody. You understand? You say kiro mobile na man kente la asa kiro na family member la wala kiro na friend la wala kiro mula so mbe finti la mbe dan la ala na la kilaye ye mako e bake.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning Inimbara. Kotande. Mune sijam.
Bi men sijan nata match pass leto kanam fana na voice la fa musol la voice kam because ni manke mo killing kuti mo bele la komu andung ay mo bele concern so fengo ferende mu musote ke mira la fanga mai prepared pour nga dingo soto fonte dingo soto because mel be caring ma fo problem mo no sol leti because nga no sol soto la mel yalon ko they are very caring but in the healthcare system wala mun na problem ota and then we want it to be improved so mbe kango dane la melbe maralen wala man sakunda la ma koy ya musol ma koy because musol lem mu duniati musol lem gambiati musol le tamu fengo beti ni musol ku beto soto doron dunia be ka soto ande no musol mel ka musol mol wulu wal manya na fala e be wulu kan no woman deserves to die when you are giving up a life so mbe mobe dane la mbe mobe kafula ni manke politique ti amanke kuti me alon ko mo nyanta sila ya ko maybe UDP la tam wala APRC la tam wala ning this is collective effort and mobe la nyanta fintela pour ko collective effort ke so me mobe dale la me mobe tentu la be jayi la men nata jang nge tentu nge jayi ngai tandi ko musol doron tata nyinte ke wala ka musol kono mande so ndol ni bebe nyin kono le nyanta na la le makoy so ma sakunda makoy ro makoy ni di akije mol na family so kono mbarin kewol na kewol musol nganyo makoy biko ndam tante nyinte ni la muso yaaje ko abe kolea kono abe na wulu kan ya support nyanta support na nyamen is important so mbe mobe tentula mbe jayi lambe ker fatu fanan tentula mbe jayi la lu nyin dula nyimala mba fule ko ala baraka.
Thank you very much. Baraka bake. Yes, so we have Nene. Nene, good morning. Nagenda.
Fine, thank you, man.
Lama wara sa teewaay bi fii tey.
Man suma teewaay fii tey mooy jaamala pour ñëw rek support this cause because yëguma ko woon sa dama nekkoon si beneen meeting rek and then ma jot notification on Kër Fatou bi ma duggee ma xool ma gis na lii moo nekk di go on so noonu laa jeexale li ma def rek ma dugg suma moto daw ñëw fii nii li tax nag mooy ne li ñoo def nii daf ma saxal lu jege la suma xol parce que yëfi jigéen la ma doon jigéen doon yaay foog naa ne lii waruma xaar ñu ooma ci lu ma bokka la parce que boo gisee ni ñi jóg dafa doon lu métti li nekk di xew si jigéen yi si taay yi ñoo gis nii dafa yàgg nag waaye si taay buñ nekk ni dafa gën a baaxe so mu doon lu jigéen ñi nekk di ñaxtu di jooy moo taxit ma ñëw pour show support ñun ñëpp ñu boole suñ baati parce que li olof di wax ne mbooloo mooy doole boole suñ baati ñu jooytu si ñi nga xam ne ñooñu mun a dimbale ñooñu mun a taxawal ñu address the situation daal pour jigéen ñi mun a make sure ne ku ci biir di nga biir ci dal ak tey ku ci waaj a wasi nit di nga dal ak tey xam ne di nga mun a am sa doom si jaama mun koo teete mun koo yar si jaama amul benn ragal yi ñoo ragal ni fu mu nekk nii loolu yëpp ñu mun a génn daal loolu moo taxoon ma ñëw fii nii pour bokk rek ak suma moromi jigéen ñi pour joytu di ñaan dimbal daal.
Citizen Alliance xam nañ ne parti la boo xam ne ndaw yi dañ fa bari lan nga naa mën a wax government bi.
man dama ñëw fii nag suma own accord waaye dégg la man maa ngi bokk Citizens Alliance doon fa jigéen te Citizens Alliance nekk na parti boo xam ne jigéen ñi dañ leen fonk foofu noonu si parti bi lépp loo xam ne yëfi jigéen la dañ ko fonk te dañ ci dee taxaw dañ ci dee dox so moo taxit ma kontaan trop pour ñëw fii nii tamit représente bépp jigéen boo xam ne mu ngi Citizens Alliance pour bokk support this cause di ñaan gouvernement bi li ñu war a def ñu def ko mun nañ ko am nañ ko te xam nañ li ñu war a def comme que nekkuñ di ko def ñun jigéen ñi nag dinañ mun a ñu ngi jóg fu mu nekk nii pour gën a yuuxu gën a amplify our voices pour bring to their attention what the issues are for them to address it because soona nañ yaaga na métti na liñ dee wax rek ku ko yëg ku ko dunda rek a ko xam man yaay la jigéen la dunda naa ko xam naa naka la mel moo taxit dina doon na lu jege suma xol trop pour ma war a ñëw fii nii.
jërëjëf
ñëw ko bokk.
suma boss dara jël suma boss moo tax mu si of course mbooloo fii nii Fatou dégg ngeen ko mu ngi wax la ba war a sa teewaay bi fii.
Support the initiative by my sister and her daughter Mbalin Cham pour ñëw rek empower jigéen ñi. I think we need to amplify our voices and if we have a voice we should be here loolu moo tax ma ñëw.
lan la ñu war a def pour problème bi solve apart from this.
This is the beginning. I think this is the beginning and the beginning is very important. Is to create the awareness. Is to speak to the authorities, to the hospitals, to the government, to the community. ñun ñëpp dañ si am role so loolu moo tax am na important tey ñu start li this is the start. The stakeholders will have a meeting. Mbama Care is engaging the government, is engaging the international community to help this foundation initiate what all the women wanted. Kabirin Nyindiamo Kumasta on Facebook, everybody saw themselves in it. So that's why Mbama Care is going to spearhead it to engage the government and the private sector, but most importantly the Ministry of Health.
Do you have any advice for the government?
I think to the Ministry of Health to make sure they are monitoring the private clinics. There's a lot of things that's happening at the private clinics. Women are dying, no one is monitoring, no one is checking what they're doing. So when these things happen, we always say the hospital. But most of these incidences are happening at the private clinics and no one is saying this. I think it's important we say it. These clinics, they don't have all the facilities. When it gets bad, they take people to the RVTH. But at that point, it's already bad. So that's why the ministry, the medical board, should make sure it's their responsibility. They are the ones issuing license to these private clinics. Once you issue license to people, it's not just about giving them a license, but making sure they are following up on their activities. How are they treating patients? What are the rates of people dying in their clinics? What are the factors? These are things the government should check, and I think this is where we are starting. We want to start this conversation today. We want the government to follow up. We are going to knock at their doors. We are going to make sure they hear us, but we are also going to engage the private individuals. That's why I'm calling on all people that are interested in this. This is not about competition. This is about the lives of women. Let's all come together and fight the cause. People are coming out on another day to march. We are going to be here. We want to support everybody. But what is important is the government to hear our voices and understand that no woman should die giving life. It's not acceptable in our society. It's not acceptable anywhere in the world. But there are factors as well at home. Women should plan their pregnancies. Men should encourage their wives to go to nurse. When a woman is pregnant, there are foods that they should eat. They should keep healthy. They should not be doing work that is going to affect their growth of their children. All of these things, we should be donating blood at the hospitals. These are things as a community that we also need to do. So it's not just about government, it's about all of us. It's a collective responsibility. But government should lead. Government should lead. Government should lead.
Thank you very much, and thanks for your time, my boss. So thank you very much. That was, of course, Fat Toure. So we coming. Sorry. So thank you very much and thanks for your time. We have Lala. Lala, you have to talk to us. Lala is here. Lala, good morning. Why are you here? Lala, why are you here? We are live.
I think we're all here today.
Why are you disappointed with the government about the health sector in the Gambia?
I think the healthcare sector really needs a lot of improvement. Women deserve access to good service delivery, health service delivery. It is really unacceptable for women to die from preventable causes during delivery, and I think we need to call on our government, we need to call on the healthcare personnel to make sure they apply ethics and professionalism, and also make sure they attend to people in the best ways possible to make sure that women have access to everything that they need within the healthcare sector to avail them the opportunity to give back to children without any complications. We do understand that having complications during childbirth is it's normal. A lot of women do go through complications at all times during childbirth, but there are issues or problems that has led to the death of women in this country that were completely preventable, that could have been avoided, and we are calling on the government to make sure that they work with the Ministry of Health, with the health personnel, to see to it that they do their jobs with utmost professionalism and competence and due diligence to ensure that no more women have to die from preventable causes during childbirth.
Thank you very much, Lala. Yeah, thank you very much. So, all right, thank you very much. So let's see whether we can have the closing remarks from them. So they're going to have the closing remarks, then we close.
I'm holding it.
Assalamu alaikum, Gambia. Once again, we thank each and everyone who take their time to adhere to our call. We would like to thank Mbama Charity Foundation. We will also acknowledge the presence of Ms. Lala Toure, Mrs. Tida Bobo Kijere, and also Aji Mariama Sekta. We would like to thank them personally for also contributing one way or the other for the success of this event. We would like to thank our donors, Aisha Singate Charity Foundation, Kids with Talent Fortifiers, Women Empowerment Project, Kumbis Creativity, Jomma Kamara, Binta Skincare Plus, Jegi Bari Femme, NIMCB Promotion, African Supermarket International, and also Fatumata Kante of America. We will take the opportunity to thank each and everyone who come to adhere to our call. We will also like to call on the health sector, the Minister of Health, to adhere to our call. It's a great disappointment that we are here today to show our solidarity to the Gambian women who have lost their life in childbirth. We want to tell the government, though they are on the top ladder, there are some information that they cannot hear, but we want to deliver on that information. We want to share that information to them. And all the speakers here did a wonderful job by extending the information and also their gratitude to the government. We would like to call on them to take their position and also try to work with the Gambian women to empower us. We need to act. Our life matters the most. If you see in this section bar, in the whole Gambia, young women who have lost their life in mortality, it's more than 20. Just from Monday to Wednesday, we have about 8 cases in Banjul Hospital. What are the health sector doing? Where are our nurses and doctors? It's so disappointed and disgusting that when you went to the hospitals, the first approachment they give you can give you hypertension or can give you high blood pressure. For that being the case, we call on the government to adhere to our call. Thank you very much. We would like to thank each and everyone for your highly present here.
Thank you.
Well, let's just go. ala barka bake mbadi ngol of course ngani sotale ngal tentu kali je bake momo be kerfatu jibe kanno because of course lungole miya lonko a jamfata bakele lungole miya lonko definitely kolbe siata bakele kabring talantang e kara fo talantan nim fula sitale ore da kam tele ko la wato bantale freng ngal tentu kali je bake momo be kerfatu jibe kanno ñun tembe di jajefal ke bako xamne yang don setan kerfatu jamono jini li lañ amone 6 10 o'clock ñu fini be of course am si live programme bi ni bo xamne Gambia Women's Life Matter ñoko oté sen disappointment jigen yo xamne ñu ngi of course am desi of course am lobitani ni so we thank everyone who was watching of course am Ker Fatou. My name is Buba Gajigo. We have to end things here definitely because it's time now. They were given from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and definitely it's time. So we thank each and every person who was following Ker Fatou on our live of course am broadcasting, and we thank you very much for following Ker Fatou, and you of course thank you for relying on us for us giving you the correct information. So we thank you very much. So thank you very much. My name is Wagajigo, and I have my able cameraman of course Mustafa Kinte and Omar Ndao. They are my of course backup. So we thank you very much. My name is Wagajigo. Thank you very much.
domoro kadiate
boy jannon sikes restaurant
e sai nakko be ninna dimbal nimba domoro kala janno
domoro seneyata adiyata topotoro fanan kendema bije luntan during tamala abeka domoro ki janni adi manda wala de tekawe bijele
ɓe aɓe jonnira mobile phone siko ɗum kadi laptop kala ko wayrode ɗi hay kas bawa ɓe wawma jonnude kadi sa fala humpitade ko weeɓi ƴetti google account ma joni data ton waɗa download app maɓɓe on ayyay kala ko humpima e maɓɓe ton ɓe weeɓi yamay
ka wonɗa wo e aduna on
kala ko wawɗa
a jonnanayi wonɗo ka leydi men Gambia ɗo dépense
hara no weeɓi yamay si ɗum non fof no neeɓi immoɗen joni mi ɗowtama ka place maɓɓe jan
waɗen joni
iya heɓa ko falata
waɗen kisam.
When we touch down, better broke down.
With Gamtel G-Fiber, now you can enjoy super fast internet in gigabytes. G-Fiber is affordable, stable, secured, and accessible to homes, businesses, and enterprises. With Gamtel G-Fiber, the future is speed. Gamtel, creating a brighter future in communication.
That's how she became mine and see the
In communication, connectivity is everything. We ensure that the links never sleep. Quantities and qualities, all in our data service, providing efficient, reliable voice and data service. We believe if you're not up to speed, then you're going backwards. Communications have to flow as fast as the speed of light. Whatever business you're in, having someone who understands your needs is critical. That is why we just don't offer you technology, we offer you solutions. Enjoy Gamcel's internet broadband anytime, anywhere. Your national operator, Gamcel, Yaibaram.
I get it.
Mbijan aganyani.
Albaka.
Mbaka important.
Yo, nga transfer la sto.
Ya transfer la.
Ha, code nyingi.
Okay. Korsan. Nsila ID soto.
Sasa ndo. Sorry. I get it.
Mbijan bro.
Albaka.
Mbaka.
Bara alla service o tariaka.
mbale.
Mo ki janna nun kunu bara tariaka.
Jannom yona forest de bureau. Gambia tonkon na no mbali ya bere. Birim koyna fo kato.
Bari si kodo kino kato ni fo bolong blabe.
56 branches mola soto Gambia jang.
Ha?
Gambia kono ani Gambia bantala bankol. Nka kono kiya bere. Kodo sifa fo falindiro fo nyaadi lafta memmen na kodi to poto nin kodi maraw. Jannam number 1 di nyonta. Andum fana nata anoda enterprise sotale. Wolam nyindi ko domorol fana kol fana be firale de dadi ma ni domorol ni fana beteat. Gambia dawda yalo ngam fa kendol sotale di.
Wo moyo diat.
Apelenta
ni wo ka ni lafta nyelen kendol e bina.
Yalo bukani la ko la baraka ba.
Yalo ndel chosano lo.
Abaraka.